I really appreciate you joining us today. I'm sure it's been a whirlwind few days. Can I ask you, just to start off, how are you feeling today?
Real beautiful, man. It feels beautiful to be free for once. But I didn't realize that I didn't really know what freedom was all about, but I know what's it about now. It's I'm so happy.
So now you've had over 24 hours of being on the outside of the prison. What is it? What were the first things you did, the first things that you thought about when you walked out?
Well, accidentally, I ate a sausage sandwich with eggs, but it just happened to come to me, and man, I ain't had no real eggs and meat in many years. So I just, man, just me just eating something I want to eat because I wanted some orange roughy fish and some tomatoes, cucumbers with vinegar and salt and pepper. I know it sounds like a broke record, man, because you probably heard it already. You know what I'm saying? But man, that's all I want. Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people think I should be saying I want a big juicy steak and stuff like that. But that's all I want.
Maybe the little things that you miss the most.
Yeah, yeah, right. I would love to have my little granddaughter fix it for me. That would make it so much special.
What was it like to see your granddaughter and your other family members?
Oh, it was beautiful, man. Because I stopped my visits because I'm not no guy. You know what I'm saying? I got an honorable soul, and I stopped my visits because I don't like people lying to me. I don't like that. I just feel that I'm straight up, and I feel you should be straight up as well. But I stopped my visit. I shut my visit off for over 20 years. I ain't had a visit. I just shut it off. I shut everything off. Me for the world the first time. That's what I'm touching people and people that love me and care about me. So it's
I was reading an interview with that you did with somebody else a few months ago, and you had said that at times you just felt numb being in prison. Is that changing as you've stepped outside those walls?
well, you're right. And I felt numb. For a long time, I didn't feel nothing. I felt nothing. I didn't feel birthdays. I didn't feel my own birthday. I forgot. I called my mother and I was talking to her and she said, "Oh, I forgot. Happy birthday." And it was 2 days ago. And I didn't remember my own birthday. So it just, and then people celebrating Christmas and all the special days. And I didn't feel nothing for a while.
And the world's changed so much since you went in, Michael. And really, the craziest thing is when you went in the 90s, you got this, by most people's accounts, a wildly excessive sentence. And in the years since you've been in there, you've kind of become a celebrity. Your pictures of you are hanging up in these legal marijuana dispensaries as part of the Last Prisoner Project. And you kind of become a face for what's broken in our prison system, in our justice system. Um, were you aware of that? That your case had really gone worldwide while you were in there?
No, no, I didn't. I don't hear anything like that. The only thing you hear, I just be, saying just, had no access to no real, computers and all that kind of stuff, internet and stuff like that. So it just, but I was hearing that people had a lot of love for me and people gonna fight for me. Like Last Prison Project, like you mentioned. They was man, they something else. The same thing as Sean King, man. Sean King, man. I can't say enough about him. And then you got my point person, Dee Kirkwood. Uh, she orchestrated everything, kept everything going. When it got dark outside, she was there. Uh, you talking about the lady that wrote the Rolling Stones article on my behalf, Tana. I mean, all these people, and you know, it's just I can't think enough. And then the Attorney General of Michigan. Oh my God. If you ever see her, tell her thank you for me, will you please? And
I will.
and the governor of Michigan heard the Attorney General voice for me. And I'm thankful that she didn't turn her head or ignore the voice that the Attorney General was really pushing. And if you ever see her, please, man, if you can do something for me, tell her, the Attorney General, I said, thank you.
It's incredible that at this point in 2021, the governor, the attorney general, the lieutenant governor, they're speaking up and saying that what happened to you was wrong. I mean, going back to the 90s, you took a plea deal and the judge struck it down. I mean, what is it like to be at this point where things have seemingly changed so much that the top law enforcement person in our state is advocating for you now?
Man, it's going to show you there's still people that got humanity, and show humanity towards another human being. She's just not Attorney General. She's a human being that know how to deal with other human beings, such as myself. But I just hope that they don't give up on the rest of the people, saying they're still in prison for marijuana. And you got all these people making millions of dollars, and then you got people locked up. Man, do that make sense? I mean, that make any common sense?
And I mean, what else about that, Michael? Because I mean, it's a good point. I mean, when you went into prison, you went in for selling marijuana, and now, like you said, we have dispensaries, legal dispensaries all over the state that are making large amounts of money for what you were lost decades of your life for. I mean, what are your thoughts on that at this point?
Yeah, man, well, since I'm on the air, I can't say what I want to say, but man, they full of it. I'm just gonna say that they full of it, and they need to the prison reform. They need to revisit that real. They need to really revisit prison reform because there's there's a lot of talking about prison reform, but no action. You hear about prison reform, speak about it for about 2 or 3 days or a week, then it disappears and then you don't hear about it no more. Then you got people constantly coming to prison for senseless things and constantly still in prison for senseless incarceration. But where is it going to stop at though? When is somebody just going to use common sense, man, and just say, wow, prison is for locking people up, for hurting people, doing bad things, real bad things. Marijuana? What have marijuana killed?
Now, I mean, Michael, you've become the face for, what was wrong with our justice system in years past, and I mean, still wrong with it today. Do you think that you will be working with Last Prisoner Project or any other groups in your near future? I mean, what are your plans moving forward?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a family of the Last Prisoner Project. And yes, I love to be a voice for the voiceless and help this prison reform, help those who are serious about prison reform realize what they're really doing. Because there's some people deserve it, incarceration, but there's a whole lot of people that don't. Incarceration for a crime, okay. Don't bury a guy in prison. Don't bury him.
Is there a lot of people, Michael, that are still there that need the same action that we saw with your case, that we need to work for those people too?
Yes, it's a lot of, but don't nobody care. Don't nobody care because they all get a paycheck. And that's all they think about, the paycheck. What about the human being, man? What about what you do to a human? Shit.
Take your time, Michael. You need a break or anything?
No, I'm straight.
Okay. But it's clearly something that is, immediately there needs action, right? There's enough of the talk that we've seen for years that it's time to reconsider the way that we look at our justice and our prison system.
Yeah, because what the difference between most of them guys is still in prison. The difference between most of them guys is still in prison and the politicians is the politicians ain't got caught yet, but they have. That's the only difference, man. Politicians is lies and lies. Man, at some point, somebody gonna have to say, when is enough. Come on, quit playing games with people's lives, man. Let's live life. Life shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't. I shouldn't have did 25 years. My grandkids. My kids. My family. Those that love me and believes in me. I was once a hell of an athlete. I wasn't no bad guy. Like to try to make it. All I killed was 3 pounds of marijuana. Who did that hurt? I didn't kill no one, no human being. So all I want to do is just get my voice out there for the voiceless, those who don't have no voice to speak about the injustice that's going on around this country. Not just in Michigan, where I'm from, all over the United States. This prison reform is broken. Somebody needs to fix it.
Well, you've got a name and a face and a story, Michael, that at this point it really resonates with people. Whatever the world was 25 years ago, your story now is really, really hitting people in a way that it doesn't seem like it's hit before.
There's a lot of guys don't have no last prisoner project, and they don't even know them. The last prison project don't even know them. A lot of people don't have no D.D. Kirkwood as a point person for them and orchestrating things to keep on going there. When everything got dark and nobody was there, D.D. Kirkwood was there. Nobody. May not have no Sean King. Tanner, who wrote the Rolling Stones. I just was a blessing to have those people. That's all.
What would you tell people that are looking at this situation, that feel that your story resonating with them? What would you tell them? Where can we go in a positive direction? What should people know? And what can people do that we help stop what we're seeing here with your situation?
Well, all I can tell them is to be real, be sincere. Don't go into it with false intentions. Be real. And they can end this. They can end it. They got the power to end it. So why do you keep playing games with people's lives? Why? And when is you going to say and step up as a man or pledge as a woman that's in power and say enough is enough? We're going to live and show humanity to another human being. And the only thing you got to do is just, you got the power. Only thing you got to do is to do the right thing. That's all you got to do, man. It ain't that complicated.
And Michael, what would you say to the people out there that have really made their voices heard about your story and have gone out of their way to support your release? What would you say to those folks today that are listening?
I'm thankful to them. I'm thankful to them because people like them is how we're going to make the change. The hearts of those people is who I like to speak to. There's still a lot of love in America. It don't have to be all this hate.